Hey guys, welcome back. What is going on today? A bit different stuff here as we are going to play the new best ritual deck that will also come soon to us in a Master Duel, I guess. I would say within the next 2 or 3 months we can expect a voiceless voice to be there, which is a really cool ritual summon deck. The first really impactful one since Drytron. I will quickly go over what this deck wants to achieve, and then we will go over into the gameplay here on Yu-Gi-Oh! Omega if you're wondering what this platform is, and we'll play some games with the deck. I'm relatively new to the deck, so bear with me when we find out together how this works. Obviously, ritual decks have the disadvantage that they need a lot, and by the way, this is combined with the branded engine, as I will explain in a moment, but as they need a lot of cards to work, you obviously need the ritual cards themselves, and then you need cards to ritual summon, which is basically a 2-for-1 if you want to view it that way. This deck circumvents that a bit with the Zafira being able to be used as the ritual summon card basically, and also the core card of the deck, the Lo, the Prayers of the Voices Voice, or Novox as it was called in the OCG, or is called in the OCG, which is able to be treated as the whole entire tribute for the summoning of a ritual monster. For those of you who have played the game for a long time, you might recognize the Skull Guardian, which is an old card, Novox also an old card. There is another Zafira version. We can quickly take a look at them. So there is the new Zafira, and then you can see there are also old Zafira versions. Skull Guardian was, I think, it was a ritual monster from the past. Look at this. It's so cool that they have these retrains or reprints of these cards. I think it's really cool. I also like the artwork of the card a lot. I have the core lying around with me here, and I will switch over to playing this in the TCG once the last remaining support card will come out. There's one really important support card missing, and once the fire decks will take their hit, as this will probably happen in TCG soon with the new ban list. But what you want to achieve with this deck is getting the Skull Guardian Protector of the Voiceless Voice out, which this guy, oh, I know I have put him out of the deck. I just wanted to quickly read this to you. This guy has the ability to be an Omni Negate once the Novox is on the field. And what's really cool is that with the Barrier of the Voiceless Voice, which can be set by the Novox, but you will see this all when I show you the deck in a moment. With the Barrier of the Voiceless Voice, this is also protected as long as Novox and Skull Guardian is on the field. Only Skull Guardian or other ritual monsters, I think, can be attacked. Your opponent's going to target ritual monsters for attacks. Also, your opponent cannot target light monsters you control with card effects. So once these three are on the field, which is pretty easy, this is the basic combo, Novox, the Barrier, and the Skull Guardian, then you can only attack the Skull Guardian, and your light monsters cannot be targeted by card effects. So, for example, Infinite Impermanence or something like this. So you will have to destroy the Barrier of the Voiceless Voice first. This is also why we are playing the Jaugen, for example, which, if you don't know the card, neither player can special summon monsters once Jaugen is on the field. So what you can do is you can make a Jaugen via Branded Fusion and Albion the Sanctifier Dragon, and then just get your basic combo up with the Barrier of the Voiceless Voice, the Skull Guardian, and the Novox, and then also your Jaugen cannot be targeted and it cannot be attacked because Skull Guardian is there. So your opponent cannot basically out the Jaugen. He would need to use, I don't know, what would he need to use? I guess he would need to out the Barrier first, and then he could, for example, imperm the Jaugen, but otherwise this won't work. This is a pretty nice lock that I wanted to try, wanted to see whether this is worth it. And we also have the branded engine here, which is very helpful when considering our best starter, you could say, the Diviner of the Herald. But I guess we will just hop over into the games, and then you will see how this deck operates, what this deck wants to do. As I already said, we are over here on Yu-Gi-Oh! Omega, which is a free TCG simulator that you can play, and which is, in my opinion, the best one that you can play for free. Obviously, you can also play Dueling Book if you want to. On Dueling Book, you will be forced to basically play the game for yourself, so the game does not help you with any rules. But yeah, let's see what we can do here. As you can see, we have, I think, 12, I have not counted that, but I guess 12 to 14 to 15 hand traps here in the deck. And obviously we are playing against some super strange stuff. This is like Foolish Burial for dragons, right? So we are playing against some pendulum stuff here, which I have to say I'm not at least familiar with what this deck wants to accomplish here. So what is this? If this card is normal or special summon, you can add one Supreme King card deck to your hand. Normally with every other pendulum deck in Master Duel, for example, you would definitely keep your infinite impermanence for the Heavy Metal Force Electromite link to pendulum monster here, but this one is not allowed in the TCG. So as I do not know this deck, this is how I basically operate with most of the decks. I tend to always hit like the combo starter or the card that I think is the combo starter, because this can add a specific Supreme King Gate, which seems to be the archetype of this deck, name to the hand. So this is why I then always try to negate the first thing that I see. I would, for example, not negate a card that says draw one card, because that's very generic, but this card specifically searches for a card within the archetype. That's why I then opt to basically negate that one. Unfortunately, we didn't get through. Okay, this is this gate 0 stuff here. You could also, I guess, negate Beyond the Pendulum. I guess Beyond the Pendulum could be the next best thing in negating pendulum monsters here. Obviously, he now has to do a pendulum summon in order to activate or use his pendulum cards here. This is what he will going to do. Let's see where we can end up on. And as you can see, concerning our hand, we have the old Seravis here, the Ancient and Ascendant, which you can discard this guy to, if your opponent, for example, targets your monsters with an infinite impermanence, negate that infinite impermanence. But you can also, when this thing is on the field, negate an inherent special summon. If you are not aware of what that is, an inherent special summon basically means a Diabellstar or a special summon from the extra deck. So a special summon that does not start a chain, and Kashira Fenrir would, for example, also work. So for example, a Branded Fusion could not be negated because the Branded Fusion works is activating a chain, right? A fusion summoning from the extra deck or a link summoning from the extra deck, for example, would not. One of the new cards, Exceed the Pendulum, but I guess this is only something that you keep as an in-between. I think this is not like on the end board, or during the main phase quick effect, you can special summon pendulum monster from your hand or graveyard in defense position. Okay, this seems to be sort of an extender. Let's see what this wants to end up on. And then we, at this moment, could, for example, ritual summon the Sour Avis. We have the Prayers of the Voiceless Voice, which is the ritual spell. And as I already said, Novox can be used for the tribute, the entire tribute for a ritual monster, which this is quite cool if Novox is in your graveyard. Then if you ritual summon, obviously you most likely have used her. Let's say we use the prayers to ritual summon the Sour Avis using the Novox here, then Novox will be in the grave because we have used her. And then the Novox is able to be special summoned from the grave because we have ritual summoned and she's in the grave, which is quite nice. You also get her back and she can then place onto the field a Voiceless Voice continuous spell and trap, which is most likely the barrier, but not always. What is this going to get? B. Isn't this like an Appaloosa? Is there, because none of these cards have any effect here. Or maybe this one, Supreme King. If you have a Supreme Guardian Pendulum, except you can add one, and if this, okay, this is only, everything here is without effect, so I guess we will see something else here. I was hoping to play against one of the meta decks. This is nothing, right? Or am I stupid? But okay, we don't have to play on Draw and Lockbird, which means we don't have to think about whether we want to like do this first or do the low first. I guess we are starting off with the low to get the barrier onto the field. So you can decide between the trap or the barrier, which the trap can destroy something and also search something, and the barrier is also able to search, but also able to protect, as I told you in the deck profile. So we are now going to activate the continuous spell, which says during your main phase you can add one Voiceless Voice card or one Skull Guardian ritual monster from your deck to your hand. We will add a Zafira, Dragon Queen of the Voiceless Voice, which is a very important card in this archetype. You can discard this card, send one ritual spell from your deck to the grave, then you can add one light ritual monster, warrior, or dragon, so Sour Avis or the Skull Guardian from your deck or graveyard to your hand. And then, as I already said, you can banish this from your grave to perform a ritual summon. So we have two Prayers of the Voiceless Voice in our deck. One is in our hand, and the other one we will now send with the Zafira to the grave. Might be called by the grave. Just wanted to say. So unfortunately, we won't get this through. At the moment, we would be able to ritual summon the Sour Avis, but obviously we will now use the pot to find our Skull Guardian if we can. I guess we could, he has not, how many extra deck? Okay, so we could get a Star Slayer here online. We will probably not use this one. We don't need the Lyra, the Light Charmer, or what is in his grave. No, we can get rid of the Lyra. I keep the one here. We might be able to draw I don't need this one. I don't need this one. So getting into a Mirror Jet would also be very nice. So I guess we don't go Dynamondo, and we could go, now we can't. So this one is also not useful at the moment, so we can banish it. Another, the Saphira, oh, pre-preparation of rights, this is also very nice, giving you a ritual monster and then a ritual spell, which we have one in deck because the Saphira was not able to send this to the graveyard, so we can now get our Skull Guardian here. And now we will see what I mean here. Okay, he sees this, scoops up. I'm not even sure what his deck was, honestly. But okay, we are going second here. I think Nibiru is a very good choice here. I copied this deck from Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro. This was a tournament winning list, so don't you wonder where this comes from. I guess we can go Dark World, to be honest. The question is, what do we put out here? We can put out the branded engine, I think, and then just put in something else. The Bestiates are not that useful here. Jaugen, no. I guess the Dark Rulers are quite nice, and then maybe the Feather Duster. Feather Duster could be nice. I like the Veilers, I like the Ashes, and I like the Nips. So let's go for this here. Also quite nice, obviously, in Yu-Gi-Oh! Mega. You will play best of 3. You can also play best of 1, obviously, if you want to. But the latter is best of 3. We have an Effective Land and a Nibiru. Okay, let's see where this gets us. What Ice Pendulum Revolution, a Dragon. Okay. But unfortunately, as of this moment, we don't have a combo start in our hand. The Trias Hierarchy is something that it's just a one-off. So this one was the combo starter we wanted to hit last time. And let's see whether we can hit it now. Okay, this goes through. Because it seemed to be quite important. He used the cross out to negate our infinite impermanence. So seems to be quite important, but we will have to see. The only thing that we now have to be aware of is a potential Appaloosa. So if we want to use on a Nibiru, we always have to basically count. Though I'm not quite sure whether he even plays an Appaloosa because he ended up on enough materials to make an Appaloosa and didn't make one. So not quite sure. We are the third summon here. Let's see. Normal summon has already been used up, so this is something I always think about, right? When I want to drop Nibiru, I always think about whether the normal summon has already been committed. Because the next thing, obviously, is the Pendulum summon here, which then he will be at 5, and we can then drop the Nibiru if we want to. And I guess I will, even though I'm not quite sure what this deck even wants to accomplish, because this is a Link 2, and now we have enough materials for an Appaloosa. So I think we are going to drop the Nip here. Normal summon has been used up. He might be I would always place the Nip token here, even if you don't have a relinquished Anima, right? So this is obviously the zone that you can summon a relinquished Anima in. Basically, unfortunately, we don't draw any place here. Fortunately, we can kill the Nibiru token. We could also go into a Typhon Star Slayer. Star Slayer would be able to send something back to the hand, though this is not really that impactful, unfortunately. So let's just kill the Nibiru token here. As you can see, we obviously have our ritual monsters in the hand, but can't ritual summon them at the moment. So the question remains, do we want to make a Star Slayer or not? If you're not aware, this guy, basically the Anti-Zeus, also called, monsters with 3000 or more attack can't activate their effects. So we could go for the Star Slayer just to have this 3000 attack lock on him. Let's just do it. It's not really useful, but it's a little lock, you could say, right? If he wants to use something with 3000 attack. I think these Pendulum Graph Dragon monsters sometimes have a lot of attack, but I'm also not super aware, so it is what it is. I guess we can keep it here as sort of a block, and we have another Nibiru, fortunately, which I guess we will be able to use at some point. Remains to be seen. You can send one, and if you do add one card that mentions this adds a card to the hand. Okay. You can also here check what this card was. Pendulum Evolution. One Pendulum monster from your hand into the deck. Add one Pendulum monster from your deck to the hand. During the main phase, if you special summon a Pendulum monster from the phase, extra deck, Pendulum summon a monster. Okay. So this gives him an additional Pendulum summon, as it seems, after he has Pendulum summoned in general. So let's just hope. This is what sometimes happens, right? This is sometimes a hand that you will end up on. So this are 3 now. We can activate this guy now. I think after the Pendulum Summon and after this one here, we will then be able to drop the Nib. Turn immediately after this effect resolves. If you position most Pendulum Summon, okay, yeah. Okay, so there are 2 that you can Pendulum Summon at this current moment. Let's see what happens here. Also a card, Superstar Typhon Skies Crisis, that we will probably get within the next packs. This can always be overlaid up on the monster with the highest attack on your field if your opponent has special summoned from the extra deck 2 times or more within the last turn. Keep in mind that this also locks you out from activating effects of monsters that have 3000 or more attack. So keep this in mind. Also something that we have to keep in mind, as we can end up with monsters with a lot of attack. For example, the Skull Guardian gets double the attack, so 4100 if Novox is on the field, or Novox, or I always call it Novox, but Low is on the field or Low is in the grave. And then he has his monster negate if the Low is on the field but not in the grave. So you need the Low in order to make this an Omni negate that he can use once per turn. So I think the next summon will be the Nibiru summon. I'm thinking about putting this on off because we're not under the danger of being nipped here. He goes into this one. Against, you can add 1 phase or extra during the main phase. You can special summon. Okay, he just scoops it here. Maybe he has made a mistake. This is all right. I did not want to play against the Pendulum at all, so it's okay that he gave up here. Let's go and see whether we can find some fire matchups, or maybe a Branded Despair or something else that is a bit more meta at the current moment, because this is obviously more interesting. Okay, we are going first, that's nice. And we have a hand that can basically accomplish it all. So if we can get through, we have everything here. If we can get through, we can try to establish the lock. The question is what we do first here. This can be Ash, this can be Ash. So I guess we are going Branded Fusion first, just to see whether he wants to potentially Ash us. You go for the Albion, sending the where's the Jaugen? Oh, the Jaugen is in the side deck. Okay, so we can't lock. So then normally you would go and send your Trias Hierarchy to the grave together with your Albas to make your Albion. And then Albion, obviously, you know the drill, can make a Mirror Jade. Maybe he impumps here, that would be totally fine. You can think about, yeah, I mean, giving this up to get a Mirror Jade is worth it in my opinion, so let's do this. So we are on 2 summons here, making a Mirror Jade. Obviously, the other cool thing is that he probably thinks we are branded, which we are obviously not. So the next thing we are going to do is play the Low, activate the Low, and now we can think about whether we even want the Barrier or the Trap. I guess we go for the Barrier, because the first thing that you want to add with the Barrier is the Zafira, and we already have the Zafira. Note here that Trias Hierarchy can be activated in grave to tribute the Low and special summon himself, but that's not what we want to use him for. The next thing we want to do is activate our Zafira, because we need the ability to ritual summon. And then we can also add, I guess we're adding the one from the grave, the Sour Harvest, to our hand. So the cool thing about the ritual spell in the grave is, if we can quickly read this, if face up light ritual monsters, so either the Sour Harvest or the Skull Guardian leaves the field by an opponent's card effect, you can banish this card and then special summon 1 Sour Harvest or Zafira or the Skull Guardian from your hand or deck. So if he destroys our Skull Guardian, we can then just summon another one from the deck, and then once again the interruption is live. So we can now use Zafira to ritual summon the Skull Guardian with the Low, and as I already pointed out, the Skull Guardian can now go search at 1 Silent Force monster or 1 Warrior monster or Dragon Ritual monster from your deck to your hand, and we go training to a Low because we have Ritual summoned to summon her back to the field, and she also has 250 defense. So what we can add now is the new Sour Harvest. So we have the new and the old Sour Harvest in hand. The new Sour Harvest now needs us to shuffle back a Ritual spell and another spell to be special summoned here, and we can also activate the Barrier of the Voiceless Voice to search something, which is normally your starter, but at this moment we didn't need it. You can go Dynamondo to place the trap, but we can also add the trap and then just set it, and the trap will enable us to destroy cards on the field up to the number of Ritual, Dragon or Warrior monsters, or we can also use the trap to shuffle back either Ritual monster or Ritual spell to special summon another one to the field. So we are going to now use the Sour Harvest. Unfortunately, we will have to pay up the defense defense ability of the prayers of the Voiceless Voice, which, as I already said, would enable us to protect or summon another Skull Guardian if this one would be destroyed. But this one can now, when our opponent activates an effect, go back to the hand and then special summon either the Skull Guardian or the Sour Harvest, the Ancient and Descendant, to the field, which this is then negate of a special summoned game mechanic special summoned monster. So we have a lot of negates here. Let's see what happens. We don't really need to flip this thing early, I think. I think we can react. Okay, he goes for a Fenrir here. We would need to give up the trap in order to destroy the Fenrir. The Fenrir can be problematic because he is non-targeting, and this means that he can actually out our interruptions here. So I guess we either use the Mirror Jade or the trap, but I guess we use the Mirror Jade because the trap is an interruption that our opponent does not know at this current point in the game. So I just want him to still don't know it at the end. We will send the Alba Lenatus so we can add a Brand New Fusion at the end. The Brand New Fusion is dead right now. Because we only have one Albion here, but we do want the Brand Fusion out of our deck to the hand because otherwise it's a brick in our deck. So the reasoning behind this obviously was that now the trap is still like hidden. He knows about the Mirror Jade but does not know about the trap. He goes for a pot, banishing 3. I will let this go through. I could negate this with the Skull Guardian now. And then we will have to think about whether we want to use this one here. I guess we will use this one to get the Sour Harvest to the field, the one from the deck that is. He goes for an Ash. That is okay. I will let this go through because the pot will show us whatever he plays and so we can react. There is a super polymerization. That is definitely a problem coming to us right now. Okay, then we should have used this earlier. Obviously, now we can't anymore. A bit unfortunate, and we also cannot resummon the Skull Guardian because I have shuffled back the Ritual spell. He will go 1 for the Nimble Angler, and the problem that we are now facing is this targeting. Oh, that doesn't even work, right? But we can, oh wait, we can, now we can use the second part of the trap, which allows us to shuffle back a Ritual monster or a Ritual spell from our hand or graveyard into the deck, and then we can summon another Skull Guardian, which when we summon another Skull Guardian, the Novax will once again be summoned to the field because we have Ritual summoned. I think this works that way, right? I hope this works that way. And we have to read this. You can place on Voiceless Voice if a light Ritual monster is special summoned. Okay, that's nice. So we can resummon this here. I've shuffled back this one. So we resummon the Skull Guardian. We couldn't special summon the Skull Guardian for whatever reason. Now I am a bit confused. And obviously we have a problem now, but okay, let me just read this again. Shuffle 1 light Ritual monster. We have shuffled the Skull Guardian or 1 Ritual spell from your hand or graveyard into the deck, and if you do, add to your hand, or special summon 1 Voiceless Voice monster from your deck. Okay. Is this a bug in the game, or I might have clicked something away that asked me whether I wanted to add it to the hand or special summon it. And we are playing against Sprite, which is really crazy, but I would say let's wait and see how far he can go. Maybe he can kill us because otherwise the Mirror Jade or him killing the Mirror Jade will obviously wipe his field. So this might get us back into the game. I was under the impression I should have just been able to special summon the Skull Guardian, right? Because what would have happened then is Skull Guardian special summon low back to the field. I could have set another barrier, and then he goes for the kill. Yeah, let's see whether he can achieve this. I guess he can, right, with the number 2 ninja Shadow Mosquito. And then obviously we would have had our negate live once again. And now he can also negate the Mirror Jade if he so wishes. But this should not be game, right? This can now place this counter. Okay, now he will kill himself, or can he? He can't disrupt a battle, right? Okay, and now he not totally aware how this works. Inflict damage to the attacker. Okay. Okay, and then he can also, but he takes damage. Huh? What? Not sure what he's doing here. Does this kill us? Am I missing something? To half the attack, right? But I only got. Why do I only has used? Oh, he has used a pot. I think he wasn't. He has. I think he forgot about his own pot. Otherwise, I would have been dead here. But now I guess he is, right? This is amazing. Yeah, what can I say? What can I tell you? Sometimes you forget about the pot. I know what that feels like. So we can now grab one of the brand fusions from the deck, which is dead, unfortunately, but then it's not a brick. And we might be able to shove it back with the Sour Harvest here. The cool thing is that we can once again use the barrier here, and we can once again use the Radiance. Let's try to do this again, honestly, because I want to see whether it works now, because maybe I'm just stupid. So we will just shuffle back the Sour Harvest here, and then we will see. Maybe he just scoops here because obviously this game is over for him, but we will shuffle back the Sour Harvest, and now we will try to summon this one to the field, and we get it to the hand. Okay, I think something is unfortunately incorrectly coded here, because you are actually able to summon this one. I have seen this before, so something unfortunately does not seem to work here. In this case, I guess we can just get, we can just get the Zafira to the hand. Zafira is basically always what you want to get with the barrier, so this is a bug, unfortunately, making it a bit to play this deck here, and this is a bit sad. Normally this thing is very, yeah, it does work, but it is what it is. So we have the low engrave, but remember that she can come back when we ritual summon, so this is what we are going to do next, using our Zafira from the grave to re-establish our banish here. Is this attached to this as material now? Okay, yeah, okay. Well, we knew about this. We knew about this. But this is totally okay. It's fine. We can just go. What would we need? We would need the other ritual spell here. So let's just go for 6. We don't really need all the stuff from our extra deck now, because our position is very great. Obviously win the game here. Oh, there's a pre-prep, which will be able to grab us something, because we need to grab another ritual. Yeah, we have one Sour Harvest left and the ritual spell. So this deck is really able to get a lot of resources to the hand. But as you might already have figured out, this is also a bit weak against a lot of our Droll and Lockbird. So in this case, we will have to give up one of our Sour Harvest, which is nice. We can shuffle him back if we want to. And then obviously our low would come back. He scoops it and we go over into the next game. So nip is not that great against Sprite, obviously, because they go Gigantic Sprite and then we can't nip anymore. So I guess we don't do that. What do we want to have here? We could definitely go for Dark Ruler. Dark Ruler is very nice against Sprite. So that works. How good are the Bestials? They are not really good, right? They are not that great. They are okay. They are okay. Could go for Ghost Bell. Ghost Bell. Special summon something from the grave, right? Could be nice, but I also like the Effect Veilers to just interrupt the Gigantic. Do I keep the Branded Fusions in? The Branded Fusion package is also not bad going second, because we can just start and go Mirror Jade. This is already impactful. But I guess we will go for a Duster over a Called By. We could go for the Bells, but I will keep the Branded Engine in. We will try to break it with the Branded Engine going second. But yeah, this is basically what this deck. So the end board that you just saw, that's basically what this deck wants to accomplish. So you have the Omni Negate from the Skull Guardian. You are untargetable. The hand is actually quite nice. We have both the starters. We have a barrier for follow up if that does not work. He has dropped Shifter. Unfortunately, he plays Shifter in his Sprite deck. That's interesting. Shifter is not that great for us, but Shifter is also not great for him. So okay. We will try to just imperm the Gigantic Sprite, which I guess he will have to go for at some time. But he plays Shifter. That's so crazy, right? Activates his Gigantic Sprite. We will just go and imperm this. And now he might be able to just... Maybe he has just Sprite stuff in the hand. Otherwise, our objective is definitely to get rid of the Gigantic Sprite. We'll have to see how far we can... this is... okay, wow, this guy is really giving us everything. But I mean, the good thing is that we actually can use the low. And now, once again, it's very unfortunate that the trap does not really work, because otherwise we could go for the trap, shuffle this one back here, and summon this one to the field from the deck with the trap, but the trap does not work correctly. So I guess, let me think about this. That's right. We can use the Zafira. Zafira is a monster, so this works. We go this one that can set the barrier, because it sets it. It now can be activated. We can now search Zafira. Let's see whether he has an Ash. Okay, he has an Ash. Okay. Then we unfortunately cannot even get rid of the gigantic sprite. Okay. Because otherwise we could have searched Zafira dump the ritual spell to the grave, get us another like ritual monster to the hand, and then Zafira effect to summon the Skull Guardian, and Skull Guardian then. This would have been game. But he has it all right. But it's okay. I guess we just place all the stuff here. We can also place the barrier here, and then we will have to hope for our ability to play next turn, right? So Shifter and Anti-Spell, but the good thing is he's also under Anti-Spell, so something like the Sprite Starter also does not work for him, so I guess that's at least something, right? Let's see what he can do here. I can obviously activate this, but maybe we will get through to the next turn and then be able to use some of these here. Yeah. Anti-Spell. So I guess he's playing this against all the Fire Snake Eye stuff, right? So this is one of the more commonly used techs, triple anti-spell or triple summon, which is also something that the TCG uses quite a lot. Obviously he goes Gigantic Sprite to go into a Sprite line, but I guess he will be quite hindered with him not being able to activate either the Sprite Killing card, the Quick Play spell, nor the Sprite Starter, so whatever plays he can make here are definitely weaker. But obviously using this ninja, this mosquito guy that he used last time will also not be very effective because burning us for 50 points is not that great. Let's see. The worst thing, I guess, would him being able to destroy our set cards here. Because if we can get the Dark Ruler through next turn, then we should be in quite a nice position. Let's see how far he can get here. What did he search with the jet? Did he search something with the jet? Am I stupid? Oh yeah, the spreads. He did search the starter, okay. But I guess he can use this to establish a carrot, right? On our next turn then. Goes for another gigantic. Is this game? Not in this world, right? So that's obviously sad using the anti-spell definitely stopped us, but now also stopped him from playing. And I mean, if this is everything that he has, he can't even activate his Sprite Starter because, and cannot activate them until their next turn after setting them. So he will be able to set his Sprite Starter, but won't be able to use it, so there is no carrot coming here. So we can just Dark Ruler the board, then we can Branded Fusion, then we can Ritual Summon, and then it should be game. Depending on what else he has in hand here, but we know this is a starter, and the other card, probably nothing too fancy. Considering the fact that this probably is a card that he also had in hand last turn. Okay, goes for a Fenrir, that's nice, I guess. But, I mean, Dark Ruler just deals with the Fenrir as well, so... I like the Dark Ruler tech, that's interesting. Okay, so I guess we are starting off with the Dark Ruler here. That's nice, and now we can... I guess we can go Branded Fusion next. Just have to watch out for the Nip, but... this is cool. This is a deck that is really not weak against Nip because you will have the Skull Guardian up before 5 summons and then he is an Omni-Negate. So let's see whether we can wait, I don't know, permanence here. Maybe. Would be okay. This is still a big body that can battle, so we don't even need the Mirror Jade. I really like the artwork of this card. It's just so... stupid. Okay, there is none, so we will be able to go into our Mirror Jade. That's quite nice. And now we will just try to go for another Zafira here. We can keep this face down, obviously, because we can just bluff this to be a good card. So we add the Zafira here, which unfortunately we cannot use the pre-prep, obviously. A Cold Pie would be annoying, but it isn't. Okay, he just scoops it. Let's go for another one. We have half an hour of gameplay already, but let's just go for another one. This is really nice. I really like this Ritual deck. Normally, and this I really don't like Ritual decks. Normally, I'm not a big fan, but this one is really cool. Let's see whether we can go first here. So, let's go this one. Okay, we lose, unfortunately, and we have an Impermanent Ash. And then the hand is... I mean, we can always go for a Fawn of Albus discard and summon a Mirror Jade. The trap, unfortunately, even though it's good, What is this again? The Sacred Water in the Skies. Activate the Sanctuary in the Sky directly from your deck. Okay, I guess this is a field spell, so this is probably important. Something that I'm going to Ash. So once again, I'm not sure what this here is, so I'm going to Ash. Okay, this is enough. Unfortunately, once again, we don't have any plays. So, I mean, we can set the trap, right? But the trap doesn't really help us. We can shuffle back the prayers to special summon a ritual or add it to the hand, but we can't because it doesn't work. Oh yes, a diviner. Okay. We will definitely not let this through. I'm just thinking about whether I want to Ash or Imperm this. I guess using the Imperm would be more safe in the sense that he can destroy it on the field. Yeah, we will Imperm this. Something fairy-like, right? But I'm not sure what we are playing against here. This is so crazy. He goes battle phase and then probably end phase. The other unfortunate thing is... Wait. That we, even if we draw a ritual now, we can't... Ah, damn it. So, wait, we can go for a Mirror Jade, right? Because we can go... Fallen of Albers and one Light Monster. This is actually Light Monster, so let's do this. So we go Albers and we can drop this, because then we can shuffle it back with the trap in a moment, even though the trap doesn't really work. So we go Albion here, Albion effect, and make ourselves a Mirror Jade. This is something, right? This is interruption. And now we can also use the trap to, yes, shuffle back this one, and then we can also get these to the hand. Okay, then we should have done it a bit differently, because low is full combo, but now we can, unfortunately, because this doesn't special summon, we have to add it to the hand. So where Zafira doesn't, Zafira also does not work. Okay, so we will have to add the low for later. We could also, no, we have to add the low. Now we can special summon. Why? I don't understand. I will have to read this once again, because now we have full combo. We can get into the Skull Guardian, because now we can add the Zafira, and Zafira then goes Zafira effect, the ritual to protect, and the Skull Guardian to be summoned. Then we can activate Zafira to ritual summon. She needs to get banished for this. We get Skull Guardian, use this one. Now we are nip safe here. Now the Novox will come back. We have one Skull Guardian search, two Novox special summon, Novox to the field, Skull Guardian searches. We can also go for the Sour Harvest if we want to. We can also, I like to get the other Sour Harvest to the field, honestly, even though we, need to get rid of the protection there. So I'm not sure what we are playing against here. So first seeing this, I would guess we don't need the nip, but I'm not sure. We could go for the Dark Ruler, but I don't know what this ends up on. We have seen Light and Dark, so we could go for Bestials. So I guess at this time around, I will put out the Branded Engine. I think Bestials could be nice here, even though I'm not quite sure what we are playing against. And then maybe a Duster, just for like a good going second card. Another question whether we want to use the nips or maybe change them out for Dark Rulers. I will change. The thing about nips is that they are also nice for using them for tribute fodder for ritual summons. So let's keep the nips in here. I was expecting a lot of, because I'm also very high on this ranked ladder, I was expecting a lot of like fire decks, but seems not to be the case. Okay, this time around he will manage to get the field spell. The field spell isn't even that impactful, right? Or maybe he just adds something else. The Sacred Waters in the Sky. Oh, I'm seeing the sun. The sun is hitting my face here. It's becoming summertime, and in my apartment I don't have any curtains. Unfortunately, this was not a problem in winter. It now is in summer. By the way, the hand is quite nice because we can, like, low is full combo, obviously. What is this card that he just added? Master Hyperion. You can special summon this card by banishing the agent monster from your hand. Once per turn, you can banish from your graveyard and on the field destroy. You can. What is this? What are we playing against? This is totally trash, isn't it? Oh, has he activated this and we have clicked right click? Oh, this was a mistake. But he also goes for the Trias Hierarchy combo that we have in our deck. So this is something we also want to do, because if this one gets to the grave, you can special summon a fairy, which we can special summon the low. He can special summon something else. Obviously, we should have impumped this. I just clicked away, unfortunately. Booten. What is this? Huh. Oh, this also has an effect. Master Flare Hyperion. Send the 800 from a deck. Yeah. Okay. This is an interruption, but we could also do we. He's already sent. No, we will. I guess we will keep the imperm as an interruption for next turn. Go ahead. I want to see what he ends up on here. Isn't this like a 1-turn kill or something? Wait, this is a 1-turn kill, isn't it? He can 1-turn kill me somehow. Do I need to interrupt this? What is Moon doing once again? Consent. Let's imperm this. I'm not sure what's happening here, but I'm fearing a 1-turn kill or something. I think I've seen this once before. So just to be safe here. Just to be safe here. I think these balls make a 1-turn kill somehow. Yeah, it's unfortunate, I guess. Hitting the Diviner with an imperm would have stopped this at the beginning. Probably. Now we could make use of our Lyra the Light Charmer if we can also use his Diviner, which is one of our best starters. Mystical Shine Ball. Come on, show me what you've got. So one cool thing that you can do if you are missing the low, which you basically need to make this an Omni Negate, is if you can ritual summon the Skull Guardian first, then obviously you can also search the low with the Skull Guardian, which then you can normal summon her just to set up the Omni Negate and then also set the barrier to the field. So once again, when we are waiting on whatever he wants to do here, I guess we just win the game here, but maybe we just lose the game. So Warrior Control, just to have it here once again, Warrior Control low and allied ritual monsters, so this are always all the Skull Guardian. Your opponent's monsters can only target ritual monsters for attacks, so the big ones. And remember, Skull Guardian is for 1 attack. Also, your opponent cannot target light monsters you control with card effects. During a main phase, you can add one voice card or Skull Guardian ritual monster from your deck to your hand. Master Hyperion, okay. So what are we cooking here? What are we playing against? Oh, Parshat. I remember having the old Parshat. In this card, so is this deck even running the Sanctuary in the Sky? Because every card here mentions Sanctuary in the Sky, but no single card plays Sanctuary in the Sky. You can pay on special summon from your hand or deck, but the balls are already in the grave, right? What is this guy doing? It's special summon this card. The Agent, you can always special summon. Bells involving also affect your opponent. This screams first turn kill to me, but I'm not sure how this would be accomplished. Or this is just, maybe it's just the Baron. This one doesn't have any relevant effect, right? So, and this one, copy effect. When your opponent activates a card or effect, you can banish from monster from your hand or graveyard, then target card in the field. So this is a banish when I activate an effect, and this is our negate. Okay, got it. So with these cards here, we can already go into our Omni Negate. So we could start off with the pre-prep. We don't need the pre-prep, so we can just try to bait the Baron here. Maybe also an Ash. Though, okay, he does not do it here. But this targets, right? So this can already protect us against this one here. So this one is already dealt with. You always have to think about in terms of what is there on the field, what do I have to deal with. So we could get the Novox onto the field, because if he destroys the Novox, she will be in the grave, and we already have the barrier, and then she can come back with the ritual summon. The only sad thing would be that we would need the Sour Avis as our ritual material to summon the Skull Guardian, because she's not there anymore. And I mean, he could wait for... I have two ways to ritual summon, so the ritual spell and then the Saphira that I will get to. So one of the cards he will have to stop with the Baron. Oh, yes, and Ferret of the Orange Light. Okay, this also destroys, right? Okay. This is a bit tougher now. So the thing is that he does not know about... So he knows about the ritual spell, but he does not know about the barrier. So we could just try to get the ritual spell through. He negates this, and then we have the barrier. Because the other way around, he knows that the other thing is also there, right? So wait, you must also... Okay, so we don't have to pay any cost. So we just try to activate this. If he banishes this, this does not matter. Okay, he negates it. Perfect. Now we can go barrier, which we can protect with our Sour Avis if he goes for this. I hope, right? Or does this protect the monster? Oh, this only protects a monster. Uh-oh. Oh, then I should have put this one to the field first. Oh, this was my mistake. I should have put this one to the field first, because then I could have chained this to summon. I was under the impression this could only target a monster. Okay, then we are actually pretty dead. But what we can do here is... we are not that dead, actually. This was played a bit incorrectly, obviously. But what we can do here is... we can go Star Slayer, right? We can get rid of two of the monsters here. So... we can't battle over the Baron, this one. And the Baron can resummon. Yeah, we have to bounce the Baron and then battle over the other one here, because unfortunately... I guess he can just copy the effect of something now, right? Yeah, I should have... he can also protect this. Okay, let's pass over and see whether you can do something here. Otherwise, we scoop and go to the next game. Yeah, I could have just started with this one here before the barrier, because if he then goes kick the barrier, then we can go activate this one and summon a Skull Guardian, and Skull Guardian will resummon Novox, and then we would have been into our gameplay. Okay, I guess we lose this here. That's okay. We will get the branded engine in. Once again, we can get rid of the nips. We can get rid of them. Yeah, the nips are quite nice in this deck, but obviously going first, we don't want them here. Do I keep the Bysteals? I think it seemed as if they were not that useful, because stuff goes into the grave and then it leaves the grave. So Cyclone is also not that great. Ghost Bells. I guess they are fine. I guess they are better than Ghost Bells. Do I want to do... we can swap in the lock here. Can try to achieve the lock. But I guess... what do we put out for the lock? A pot? Or maybe a Bystial. We put out one Bystial for the lock. Let's see. Let's see whether we can achieve the lock. Would be nice. I just wanted to try the lock out. But it is as it is. If you need multiple cards for something to work, then often it does not work. So we have a card buy for potential Droll and Lockbird. So I guess we're starting with the pre-prep, maybe to bait an Ash. That is not there. That's nice. I guess we also could have added the Sour Avis to negate an Imperm here. Let's go Novox, because we don't really need the barrier. It's nice, but we don't... Do we even get the barrier? Yeah, we get the barrier. It's too good. Saphira comes next. And then we can... Yeah, I should have added the Sour Avis first, because this protects our... would have protected our Novox. I guess we can search with this later on. We can now just try to make the ritual summon next. We can summon this with this. This goes to the grave, comes to the field, and then we can get one search to the Novox. Novox to the field. And we will get the guy. And now the barrier search is basically useless. The good thing now is we can get the trap right, so it wasn't really useless. What you can also do, by the way, to getting the trap, you can also summon a Dynamondo with these two here, and Dynamondo in your opponent's draw phase can be sent to the graveyard for cost, and then he can resummon ritual monsters. So you resummon Skull Guardian, then Novox gets resummoned, and then you can set the trap. But now we also were able to get the trap this way. Now we can use this one to send back the pre-prep and then the one from the hand, because now we can finally leave the other one in the grave. Remember, if, for example, he destroys the Skull Guardian with a card effect, then we will be able to summon another one to the field by banishing our ritual spell. So this is quite nice. We have an Imperm, we have a Called By, we have the trap to destroy one or maybe even two things. This can tag out into a Sour Arvis, a Field Sour Arvis. We have the hand Sour Arvis as a monster targeting negate. So we have a lot here. Let's see. Okay, he was banishing this for this one. Or you can special summon by banishing. You can banish one from your graveyard and target one on the field, destroy that. Okay, so okay, go ahead. Or is there a link 1 or something? Okay, he goes for a ball. So we are now in link 2 territory. Do I want to destroy the ball? Nah, it's okay. Go ahead. I'm not sure what this... I don't know what this deck wants to do. But I guess we just let him play for now and then see. I will scoop over to this side so the sun is not shining into my eyes. Let me move the microphone to you for you guys. I guess we wait here, right? Because, yeah, go ahead, whatever you want to do. This can... So link 2 into the Moon Girl again. Chaos Angel. Oh, this is annoying. But it's only light Chaos Angel. Does this target? Yes, it does, right? Targets the barrier. So it is done with a light monster. That means we cannot negate this with the Skull Guardian. We can tag out for the other one, which will be nice. We can also Imperm this. Yeah, let's keep the barrier. I will tag out here, and then we'll also Imperm this. So we can now from the... Because now we are still... Oh no, he can battle over this now, right? Because he can... You can only target ritual monsters for attacks. Ah, okay, yeah, this one I was not aware of. He goes into the battle phase. Let's let him go for the battle phase. He declares here, and then we pop this. What? I want to activate this. Oh man, this trap does not work. This trap just does not work for me. Normally, I would have been able to target cards your opponent controls up to the number of light ritual monsters you control, destroy both this and this card. I'm not sure why this didn't work now. Maybe you have to flip it before the declaration of the attack. Because now I can actually use this. Okay. I mean, we can battle over the Chaos Angel, right? It's only unaffected by activated monster effects. We can set another barrier if we want to, but we can just start with the barrier, honestly. Unaffected by your monster's effects, okay. We can just add another Zafira, I guess. Zafira is always just great, giving us a lot of stuff. We can just make another Skull Guardian, destroy this via the trap and win the game, I guess. With the card that will be added to this deck in the future, you will also be able to recycle your banished or graveyard voiceless voice cards, which is very nice. Well, let's get another Zafira. Then we can set another. So we are protected even more, right? Doesn't really matter. We could destroy this, but I guess we can also not do this. Let's just use the effect to shuffle back, because if we destroy this one, will also get destroyed. So let's shuffle back one of the ritual spells so we can next turn use the Zafira again. I mean, there will be no next turn. And then we can also special summon another low here, which we can then, yeah, now we could have just made something else. Okay, nice. We won 3 best of 3s in a row. That's quite nice. Once again, here's the deck list for any of you wanting to copy this in the TCG if that's what you are playing. As I always said, this is a list from Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro. Tournament winning list. Guys, let me know what you think of these kinds of formats where I present to you decks that will come to us in Master Duel in the future, playing them here in the TCG simulator. I really like this. I really like playing Omega, but let me know in the comments what you think of this. Hopefully you liked it. If you did, please consider subscribing, hitting the thumbs up and the notification bell, as they will support me a lot and you will not miss out on any further videos. We will see each other in the next one. Until then, bye.